get over to the forecast right now. Lots to talk about.
Yes, dry and warm, and those two things continue, Brad.
Yeah, it's just going to get hotter. I mean, that's really going to be the trend this week. We're just every day tacking on a couple more degrees today. 86 tomorrow, 90, 91. We could be low 90s by Friday into Saturday. We've got some high clouds trying to move in, blocking out some of this late day sun. Sunset tonight, but double check. It's 7:55 tonight, so right before 8 p.m. Not quite 8 p.m. sunset yet, but it's coming up. You see that little batch of clouds moving in. Obviously, no rain with those clouds, but temperatures are still well into the 80s and 70s. Even had a couple 90s showing up today. Not much of a cool down tonight. Typically, we're back in the upper 40s this time of year. We're going to be lucky to drop below 60. So it is dry, so we're seeing a pretty big swing in temperatures from 60 to 90 in the afternoon. So like I said, if this was midsummer and we weren't in a drought, this would be a great summer day because it's hot but not humid. It's almost the perfect setup. And speaking of not humid, really dry air. And while that is great when you're in the middle of the heat and humidity of the summer, typically when you're in a drought, you want to see some moisture because at least it gives you the chance for pop-up showers and storms. You need that to feed those. When you don't have those, you end up with no rain at all. In fact, the fire danger remains elevated again tomorrow. This is going to be an ongoing issue until we see substantial rainfall. So just count on there being a high fire danger. Statewide burn ban still in effect in North Carolina, by the way, till further notice. And we're seeing further restrictions in the North Carolina National Forest. Now, record high possible tomorrow, Thursday, Friday looks safe, Saturday looks like a tie. So maybe 2-3 records could fall over the next 4 days. There is a lot of severe weather in the middle of the country. That's where you kind of expect it in April and May. But normally we'd see it start there and kind of move across the country. It's not moving for the same reason. Our weather's not changing. We've got a stagnant pattern. We've got high pressure parked over the southeast, so all the storms are moving around us. We're not tapping into any moisture. We're just staying high and dry. And in fact, any chance of rain is going to be pretty minuscule going into the weekend. The 7-day rainfall forecast shows the path of heaviest rain in areas that don't need it. They've been soaking wet in the Midwest and the Ohio Valley. For us, pretty much bone dry. It doesn't mean we couldn't see a shower, but remember, we need substantial rain, not just a light shower. Only rain we've seen in the past 2 weeks was on Easter Sunday, and that was a whole, 3/10 of an inch of rain. That's not going to cut it. Here's our next chance, very small chance on Sunday. That front is probably going to be more of a cool down than anything. It's really not going to bring much in the way of rain. Now, pollen, it's still high. Even though the pine pollen has gone down, the yellow dust, we still have plenty of oak and cedar out there. So the allergen pines are really high, or allergen pollens are really high, even though the pine pollen is getting a little subdued now, but you're still going to have pollen, by the way, all the way into early and mid-May. Here's a look at your Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast. 4 record-breaking days possible with highs in the low 90s. Cooler next week, but that's closer to average to start out. By the end of the week, we're back in the 80s. And notice, this is a 10-day forecast. There is only one single chance of rain here, and it's a 20% chance. That should tell you how bad the drought conditions could be over the next 10 days.